So, I think they did it again. They made another busted DLC for the fast types, because they clearly needed it. Welcome back to Shinobi Striker. Season 7 of DLC continues on schedule, and today's DLC was a bit of a surprise for me. It's the young version of Gaara. He's technically not the first pre-time skip character to make it as DLC, as the Temari we got was the pre-time skip version for some reason. But he is the first one that already existed in the game with a Shippuden version, and I think that opens the doors to a lot of other DLC in the future, like Kid Naruto, Kid Sasuke, Kid everyone really. So I feel like they were incentivized by that potential to make this DLC as good as possible, and let me tell you, this is as close to a perfect DLC as you're gonna get. I mean, you turn into the Shukaku for crying out loud. When you buy the DLC, you get the Gaara outfit and a Shukaku mask that covers half of your face, and that's actually it when it comes to cosmetics. But he also brings a new ninja tool, the Sand Shuriken, which might just be my new favorite tool to run on defense types. It shoots a horizontal spread of Sand Shuriken that will damage and slow down enemies they hit. The projectiles are really fast, which makes them great, and the ninja tool has 2 stocks, but the best part is, you are armored while using it. This does have a weakness, which is its vertical tracking. If an opponent is too far above or too far below you, it just won't hit. So it takes some getting used to, as it works a bit differently from kunai. But I think the armor, the speed of the projectiles, and the damage do make it worth it. And it's not just defense types that can run this, ranged types can also do it, which means ranged types with armor? Yeah, apparently that's the season 7 trend. But the main reason why you'd buy this character is for his jutsu, and oh boy, they do not disappoint. So let's take a look at them after a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Ridge. Think about how much phones have evolved in the past 20 years. We've all upgraded a few times at the very least. So why are we still using the same old types of wallets? The Ridge wallet is not only more convenient, the design is modern and sleek. It holds up to 12 cards plus room for cash while remaining as slim as possible. And it comes in more than 30 colors and styles, including forged carbon, burnt titanium, full grain leather, and many more. It's designed with RFID blocking materials that protect you from digital pickpocketers, and comes with an optional AirTag attachment so you never have to lose your wallet again, or an optional coin tray where you can put coins or other small objects too, while the wallet remains as slim as possible. And then Ridge took a step further beyond the scope of a wallet and made the Ridge key case, capable of securely holding up to 6 keys, preventing them from jingling in your pockets, and offering an even bigger discount if you buy a wallet and a key case together. And if my word and over 2 years of using this wallet as my day-to-day wallet isn't enough to convince you, you can look through the more than 80,000 5-star reviews they have, and even then, Ridge will let you test drive your wallet for free for 99 days. And if you don't love it, you can just send it back for a full refund. And because the wallets are made from very durable materials, they all have a lifetime warranty. It's one wallet for the rest of your life. You will never need another one. So head over to rich.com/Globku and use code Globku for a 10% discount whenever you're ready to buy one. You support the channel, you get a discount. It's a win-win for everybody, and thank you so much, Rich, for sponsoring this video. Gaara's first jutsu is the Sand Tsunami. You summon a giant tsunami of sand, dealing damage and slowing down everyone in your path, and you have full control over this wall. It's not going to track opponents or anything, you can just straight up control it yourself for free. And as you travel with the sand, you will leave behind a sand trail. Once the tsunami is done, you can press the button again to blow that sand trail up, dealing damage to everyone that's still standing in it. It's such a creative jutsu and incredibly strong too, as it ends up countering a lot of stuff. For instance, it deletes Water Pillar as well as Sand Shield. And because the jutsu is unblockable, it also deletes Susanoo armor. Besides, the jutsu itself is armored, which makes it really hard to interrupt. Hard, but not impossible. If you hit Gaara with an unblockable ability like Universal Pull, or Tsukuyomi, or even Almighty Push, you can knock Gaara out of his jutsu, deleting it completely. But watch out, because the trail of sand that he left on the ground before getting interrupted will still be there, ready for him to blow it up. The jutsu is not very big on damage, but it's incredible for crowd control. I've been in so many 1v3 or 1v4 situations where I just popped it, and suddenly I was surviving for way longer than I should. And even though you might be sacrificing damage when you pick this jutsu up, you are slowing down the entire enemy team. So if you coordinate well, this will help you survive as you wait for your team to pick up the kills, or just die because no one else arrived. The fact that this jutsu counters a lot of other stuff is actually just a bonus, really. At first I thought this was gonna be useless in some stages, because the last sand wall kind of needed flat grounds to be the most useful, and I thought this was going to be the same, but this one is pretty good at climbing walls too, even after you start the tsunami on the ground, so it's definitely more versatile than I thought. A really strong jutsu to get things started, easy to understand and with a lot of applications, but something very unique that we've never seen before in Shinobi Striker. I mean, yes, it's another moving wall, and we just had one of those, but come on, how are you gonna say these two are the same? Does that wall make this sound when you die? I didn't think so. But if you're not convinced, check out the next jutsu, the iconic Sand Coffin. It creates hands from sand to chase and trap opponents, and upon a second activation, you'll do Sand Burial, dealing more damage to them. This jutsu has a fun little gimmick, which is increasing the damage every time you do Sand Burial. It just keeps doing more and more damage every time you land it in a match, but that effect will reset once you die. And this is yet another really strong jutsu. The hands travel a bit slow, but they track pretty well, and they go pretty far. Plus, they are unblockable, so in a lot of ways, this attack may feel unstoppable. And you can, in fact, set it up in a way that just makes it impossible to avoid. Once you catch an opponent, you can actually hit them with melee attacks without breaking the Sand Coffin. So you can do that into the Sand Burial, which pops them up, and then you can still combo after that. The damage you can take from a single use of this is huge. If you've got the right combo, this is devastating. So this is not only the perfect combo jutsu to pair up with other techniques, it's also a great counter since it is unblockable. I mean, it won't delete any barriers like Water Pillar or Sand Shield, but it will delete Susanoo armor. I mean, everything that is unblockable will. Better yet, though, it will delete any type of armor, like Demon Hunter for instance. Just gone. However, it has a pretty big weakness. You cannot be attacked while sending out the hands. Otherwise, this jutsu will get interrupted immediately. Even a kunai will do it. And because the hands are pretty slow, this can happen quite frequently, especially if you're targeting an enemy, but missed another one coming from the side. That said, it has what the other jutsu didn't, which is damage. Not damage on its own, although it can get pretty high if you land a lot of these in a match without dying, but the damage that you can deal while the opponent is trapped and after the Sand Coffin explosion. This has definitely been the most fun jutsu to practice and to try out in different combinations. But you want to see the Shukaku, right?
Leave me alone!
You want to turn into the Tail Beast. Well, here you go. Gaara's ultimate has him falling asleep so the Shukaku can come out. You become the boss fight for a short period of time. Now, this completely replaces your jutsu, obviously. You might notice that both of those jutsu at the bottom there are exactly the same. The Shukaku inhales and then shoots out an air bullet. It deals incredible damage, and it's not that easy to dodge. It has great range, it just tracks your current target, so you can definitely use it to snipe people from a distance. Now, even though it's hard to dodge, it's still possible, so if you want to make it even harder for your opponent, just press the strong attack button. It will summon a sand shower on their location, and it acts pretty much like the base game Gaara's sand shower, where it will deal damage as well as slow opponents. And once they're slow, shoot them with some air bullets. And if they decide to get close to you, you can always hit the light attack button. Shukaku will slam down his arms, knocking away anyone near him. The biggest downside to being the Shukaku is that its movement is limited. It will mostly stand in one place, but if you want, you can teleport to one of the symbols that shows up on the ground. Just point where you want to go and the Shukaku will teleport there. This can be a bit time consuming though, so I recommend picking up a good spawn point to start, somewhere in the middle of the action. Now, if you're worried about becoming a big target, just don't. No matter how much health you have, once you press the ultimate button, you are completely immune and turn into the Shukaku. Now, the Shukaku can actually get killed, but it only happened to me once, and it was with the Kamui ultimate. So it's possible that one shot might actually take down the Shukaku, but even then, the damage does not transfer to your character. Whatever health you have going into this ultimate is the same health you'll have once the transformation ends. Unless someone heals you. That's also possible. Never mind whether this ultimate is good or bad, this is so sick. I've gotten a couple of kills every time though, so I'd say it's a solid ultimate. And it also builds at a reasonable rate. I wasn't able to get it on every single match, but I got it in most, so I'm happy with it. And that's the Gaara DLC. Now, I do have the Gaara DLC card. I didn't forget it this time around. Here you go. I even redesigned the card a little bit, made it shiny, because Gaara is an S tier DLC. And so is Boruto. Sorry that I forgot about his card in the previous review, but here you go. Fix that now. The Vanishing Rasengan I think is a fine jutsu, but not a top tier jutsu in my opinion. The other two though are as good as it gets. But that's the new Gaara DLC. If you've had the chance to try it out, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below, and don't forget about today's sponsor Ridge. Get that 10% off anything you purchase with my link down below. And for more Shinobi Striker, check out the latest jutsu they added, which is more sand walls, but hey, these are golden sand. Totally different, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.